My name is Charles Sherman. I've spent many years in Asia. I've lived in Tokyo, I've lived in Hong Kong, and I've lived in Seoul. I want to show you why I like Seoul the best. It's got cheerful people, but it's also the hardest working city I know. Meet Mr. Kim. He's been shining shoes in Seoul for 30 years. There are hundreds, maybe thousands of these shoe shine shacks all over the city. Koreans have the most shine shoes in the world. It costs 2,000 won for a shoe shine. In the US, it would cost me at least 7,000, $6 or $7, and it wouldn't be this good. He used a gas fire to harden the polish. He spoke a little English and told me he'd learned it when he was a seaman a long time ago. I took a walk deep into the market off the Cheonggaechong. Curious travelers can find skilled craftsmen here. One was an expert glassmaker who was creating by hand elaborate laboratory equipment. You can find some curious craftsmen on the street. You can have your initials made into a dragon scroll, for instance, for 2,000 won a letter. If you're not shy, you can meet some unusual people, too. This man told me he dressed all in white because he's a Buddhist. He impressed me a great deal. Everywhere I go in Seoul, I can find wonderfully fresh fruit at bargain prices. 2 kilos of bananas for 4,000 won. What a deal. Seoul must be the only city in the world with yogurt ladies. They're everywhere. Once upon a time in the United States, milkmen delivered bottles of fresh milk to people's doors in the morning. The yogurt ladies dressed in yellow uniforms will bring fresh yogurt drinks to your home and office. I met a group of young travelers on my way to one of Seoul's big markets. A Frenchman, a Ukrainian, and a Bulgarian. They said they had met at university in Moscow. Then they told me they were a little afraid about coming to Seoul because their travel guidebook said it was a very tough town. But they told me they were enjoying Seoul because it was fast-paced and kind of wild. The great market of Gwangjang-Shichang is a world unto itself. It is much better than Disneyland for me, for those who prefer reality instead of fantasy. There is so much to see and a great place for lunch. One woman was selling sparkling blouses covered with sequins for middle-aged women. There is a whole section where only silk for Korea's traditional hanbok dress is sold. It's not always easy to find octopus this fresh, but you can at Gwangjang-Shichang. Besides the great seafood, there's such things as making a meal out of a pig's head. It's a real delicacy. It feels great to be around people who are really enjoying themselves. I decided on pancakes. These are made of crushed beans. I can tell you they're great, and it's just a small part of what makes Seoul such a wonderful place.